now since we already uploaded our image or our icon to the static resource, now let's see how we can import that into our LWC and have this particular email icon replaced with the static resource. So in order to give you the exact step, I'm not what I say, I'm not memorizing the code. Instead, I'll give you the steps that you can also follow on your own to just learn the this aspect of Lightning Web Component coding. So what I'll do, I'll search for static resource in LWC official site. Salesforce has its very well documented uh, documentation on these things. So you should always refer to their documentation when you are trying to learn something new or something on your own. So I have searched for that and I'm trying to load their official website. See, there is a purpose of showing these links or these official documentation in this video. Uh, I just wanted to give you an insight that for everything that you do in Salesforce, there is a supported documentation available. You can always refer to that for clearing your doubts and getting answers to your questions. And this will also help you to make independent while you learn to code in Salesforce. So for importing, since we already have the static resource, we just need a way to import it. So there is a way. There are basically two ways of importing Lightning Web static resource in LWC. One, with a namespace. In case you are maintaining a namespace in your organization, then you have to follow this approach where along with your static resource name, you have to specify the prefix of your namespace prefix. And in case you are not having any namespace, you just have a simple import method. Since for now, for this demo, we are using a developer org, therefore we don't have any specific namespace. So I'll copy the first variant, go to my code. I mean to say, I'll go to my what I say LWC, and I'll also add a comment. I'll just explain you this different like portions of this import statement. It is always a good practice to maintain proper commenting inside your inside your LWC files, so that makes it clear for you and the fellow developers that will be working with you. So this @Salesforce is the default that will come with all your imports related to static resource. This resource URL portion of this import statement is also mandatory. You have to keep it as is. The important thing is this resource reference. This resource reference is nothing but the name of your static resource. So you have to, in this entire URL, you have to replace this with your actual static resource name. So I'll go back to my org and trying to see what is the name of my static resource. This is my name, and as you can see, as I mentioned, my namespace prefix is empty, therefore I don't need to specify it. So this is my static resource name. Now what I'll do, I'll also change this my resource to something meaningful. So what I'll give it, you can also use a capital all capital letter kind of word variant for the naming conventions, because this is the one time import, and this is a different external entity that you're importing in your LWC. So this will make it more easy to identify. So I'll name it as generate OTP, maybe icon. Since we have imported it, we also have to bind it with one of our track attributes or normal attribute to, so that we can make it available for use in the HTML. Generate OTP URL. cannot just copy this and use in your HTML. That is not supported. So you have to use something like this. And you also should be using proper naming conventions for your attributes that will be holding this value, as I'm using here generate OTP URL. So wherever I will use this attribute in my HTML, I will come to know, or anyone who will be reviewing my code come to know that what is the purpose of this particular variable. So I'll copy it, go back to the HTML. Right now I'm using icon, but since this is an image that we have uploaded, it cannot be used in conjunction with icon, so I have to comment it. I will instead of icon, I'll have to use image tag. As you know, in image tag there is one important attribute that we have to set, one is SRC. So I'll configure this generate OTP URL in the SRC, because the SRC attribute of image tag accepts an URL of the image where your URL is where your image is stored. And I also have to highlight or specify the height. I'll use in 96. I will also specify width, that is 96. These 96 are in pixels. And I will also set some alt, that is alternative text. In case somehow the image doesn't get rendered properly, we need to showcase something to the user. So I'll specify generate OTP, so that when in case due to some issues image is not rendered, the end user will come to know that this place will be occupied or replaced by the generate OTP icon. Once we are done with the changes, we will deploy it. We'll go back to our component. We'll refresh it. It is loading. Feeling very excited how it will look on the UI. See, when you will also do these things on your own, you'll be equally excited to learn something new. Come on, I'm waiting. Last, it is taking a lot of time. I wish I could do some magic and just quickly reload it, but eventually it will take some time. Bingo! We have our, you can see, we have our own, static resource or image loaded from the static resource. And this is how you can upload the static resources imported in LWC and can take your LWC component to the next level. I hope you are finding it useful.